my eyes. Turn down the lights, turn down the bed.
I enjoy how he colors and shapes his vocal lines. If you saw the turn down the lights, he said turn down the lines. He closes off the ends of a lot of his words. And it's a part of his brand, it's part of his art, a part of his sound. And I really enjoy that about him, that he sticks true to his sound when he sings, period. I think anything he sings, he really sticks true to his sound and stuff like that. Turn down the lines. See how I kind of made it kind of like an M consonant, if you will. Lines. But it was still the word lights, but it's lights. Okay?
Turn down these voices inside my head.
Voices. Turn down these voices. So he opened up on the word voy. So I almost went from an O to an A shape. Voices. It was still the word voices. We say voy. There's a different diphthong when we say voy. He said voices. Voices. Okay? So these little tiny dialect changes or dialect nuances that he does really makes him who he is, you know?
Lay down with me, tell me no lies, just hold me close, don't patronize, don't patronize, 'cause I can't make you love me.
I can't make you love me. That was a little nasal right there. His sound has nasality in it. That's that dampening, that almost that muffled, not muffled, but more so like a dampening. You know how the trumpets or the trombones have that muffling, the dampening thing? He kind of has it when he sings. But you notice how cool that sounds when trumpets and trombones do that muffled thing. That's how he sings. It's kind of like that muffled nasal thing. That palate, that velum is lowered, so the sound is passing through the nose. And he's really kind of dampening his sound, but not dampening it in a way where it sounds insufficient or not right, if you will. To me, it is very intentional the way he shapes, the way he colors. This nasality is a color. It's a perceptive factor of his voice. Outside of notes and pitches, the color, he has a nasality color to his voice. And I think that really fits. I think it really works for him.
You can make your heart feel something it won't in the dark. These final hours, I will lay down my heart and I'll feel the power if you won't.
Did you hear the word power? Power if you won't. So you kind of migrated through that power and kind of kept it there. Power if you don't. So you hear that nasality coming back in. Power if you don't. Okay? That's what I'm talking about, that nasality. It's not super nasal. It's not, you know, it's just, you can hear that color, that palate is dropped. But it's intentional. That's how his anatomical voice is kind of structured, the way he wants to execute it, the way he wants to color it. It's that kind of stuff, you know?
Oh, if you
right there, if yo, instead of if you, if yo. So he kind of has a more open, lax approach to his vowels too. If yo, instead of if you, we'll say if you. That's how I would say it. If you don't, he said, if you don't, I can't even do it right. If you don't, something like that, okay? So he opened up the vowel a lot more there than I would typically do it. It works though.
I'll close my eyes.
I'll close my eyes. I can't even do it for real. But if you notice, his color changed. On that rundown on the word eyes. I'll close my So that larynx dropped as the notes went down. As they ascended, the larynx dropped. His mouth got a little darker too. I'll close my eye. Okay, so that's kind of what happened right there.
I won't see the love you won't be, yeah, when you're holding me. Morning will come and I'll do what's right. Just give me till then to give up the fight. And I will give up this fight.
Color changes he did in that whole line, the last lines of the verse into the chorus right there. I can't make you love me. So he really changed the shape of his mouth as well as changed the laryngeal position here a little bit, played with the palate a little bit up and down, and then from that he got all those different colors throughout the runs, the ascending runs, and the very meticulous things that he did right there, very methodical things he did right there, and came back to I can make you, then he took a breath, love me. I think he took a breath there, I think.
Oh, don't. You can't make your heart feel something and warm here in the dark. And these final hours, I will lay down my heart and I'll feel the power.
He has a little cricoid tilt too. I know I use that word a lot here, but he had a little cricoid. He adds that throughout his voice, depending on what he's singing, the vowel he's singing, how he wants to color it. And he adds a lot of straight tones to his voice too. He'll hold a straight note and then come in vibrato on the next syllable or the next word. But he has a lot of straight notes, and he kind of plays with even that part of the texture of his voice.
You won't.
His mouth shape generally, because his mouth is somewhat lax. It's kind of just here. He doesn't do a whole lot of biting and a whole lot of which I think gives to the warmth that he has. That kind of more lax, kind of chill approach to his articulation. It gives it to the sound that is Samoth. It gives it to his sound. It gives us that aesthetic, that color that we like, that warmth that he's giving with the more rounded, kind of more lax, chill, relaxed. And when I say the word lax, I don't mean lazy. I just mean not as intense as some of us may be singing a song like this. He just approaches it much more relaxed. And his body's really relaxed too. His body's really relaxed too. He doesn't push, he doesn't overdo. He kind of just stays in his pocket. And the pocket works. He stays in his lane. That lane works for him.
These final hours.
He kind of added more anxiety back in there. These final hours. That's the kind of stuff Leandria Johnson does at times. I talk about her a lot on this channel too. But she's one of those people who can really change her color throughout everything she does. These fine, that's a little church right there. Instead of these final hours. So that color right there kind of gave a more forward, nasal forward approach to the word final instead of final. And a lot of the diphthongs, those diphthongs were relaxed in the way he just sang the word final. They weren't final hours, final hours, final hours. That is okay to do. You don't have to say final hours. You can say final hours, and it works. It works.
I wanna lay down my heart. I'll feel the power you want.
Did you see that T on won't? If you won't. I can't even do it like he did it. If you won't Like the T was made in an M. The T was made as the mouth was already closed. If you notice that, if you want. And the only reason I noticed he did that T was because I saw his body not jerk, but just kind of articulate the T. So the T was there, but it was so minimal. If you don't. Ah, wow.
Oh, if you want. I can't make you love me. I tried to make you love me.
Did you see that love instead of I can make you love, love, love? So that jaw maybe extended a little bit too. Love me. So that's what I'm talking about, that relaxed approach to his articulation. And then there's a little jaw stillness. Maybe extended for it. I can't really tell from this angle. It may be extended for, but there's definitely a jaw stillness. I won't say stiffness because stiffness has a negative connotation. It shouldn't have a negative connotation, but that's another story for another day. So there's a jaw stillness to his approach. Love me. That jaw still, okay?
I thought that if I gave you more energy, that you would see me for me, but you did not see me for me. Everything I did was in vain. I can't make you love me. Yeah. All of the love I gave ain't been nothing to you. I can't make you love me.
I would like to hear him in two different scenarios. One scenario would be a quartet number, like in church. I think he would rock a quartet number. The other place I like to hear him is on a jazz number, like Misty or I don't know, anything Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughan, I don't know, something like that. I would love to hear his approach to those two scenarios. He would kill it in both those scenarios, in my opinion. Just a random. I just thought it'd be so cool to hear him in those scenarios.
I thought if I showed you, if I gave you everything on the inside of me, you would see me and love me the same way I love you. I can't make you love me, yeah. I can't make you love me, yeah.
On those yeahs, that vowel change. Yeah. So you notice as he went down, the vowel got more round. As he went up, it got more wider and bigger.
I'm not giving anymore. I'm not loving you anymore. Yeah. No matter how much I love you, I can't make you love me.
See, that's why I said he would sound good on some jazz. Or I would love to hear him on some jazz. That was kind of like the makings of scatting a little bit, if you will. It was a little makings of the scatting a little bit. If you notice, he was making syllables on nonsense syllables in scatting. You would call them nonsense syllables, so you can't make out a sentence out of these syllables. He was using a lot of M consonants, N consonants, so M sounds, N sounds, which are also voiced consonants, voiced nasal consonants. He kind of has some uhs in there. So he has some little vowels and voiced consonants that really made the makings of scatting, if you will. It really was kind of. There was a little bit of scatting in there.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you hear that nasality? Once again, nasality is not bad. It is just a color. It is not good or bad. Colors of the voice do not have a good, bad, ugly, pretty characteristic. A voice would be breathy, nasal, twangy. Those words describe the color of a voice. It is up to the person to say if they like it or not, but we cannot say that's good, that's bad. That's not a place to say. And so that nasality that people think is bad is not. Once again, exhibit A. You can sing through your nose and still sound bomb. Listen to him. Okay, if that works for you, if it feels good for you, I don't see the problem in being a nasal singer. I have some nasality in my voice when I speak and sing. There is a little bit. I can use it from time to time, especially when I go up a little bit. I may use some more nasality when I go up, like in pitch and things like that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just how I sing, you know. Some people don't like my voice, and that's okay, you know, but that's how I sing. That is how I'm made, you know. If you enjoyed this analysis, click subscribe down below, then click the alert button next to it so you know when the next video is posted. And as I always say, be vocally bold, creative, and aware, but most of all, be vocally you. All right, y'all. See y'all soon.